Salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. You're in the Prog Corner. Well, they say that man can't live by prog alone, so I guess I'm going to set down this amazing magazine of yes content. Oh, man, if you haven't seen this thing, oh, it's really cool. It's great. I was going to do a review of this thing. I'm going to do it probably next week, Kite Parade. It's awesome, but I wanted to do something a little different today because I had a real crappy day yesterday. It's just one of those days, it happens. We can't be at 100 at all times. So I have learned in my 14 months on YouTube, don't hit that record button if you're feeling a certain kind of way. And I was most certainly feeling a certain kind of way yesterday. So here we are. We're talking about guilty pleasure artists. Yeah, most of the time I think of guilty pleasure artists. And I mean, 90% of what I listen to is prog or prog related, and the stuff that I listen to that's not prog is got some kind of connection to prog, like Iron Maiden or XTC or Guided by Voices, Deer Hoof. You know how I do on this channel. So I'm going to be taking a look at the 10 artists who have absolutely nothing to do with prog rock that I'm actually feeling a little guilty about listening to and liking. I'm going to have to attribute a lot of this to my wife. She's a big fan of pop. She loves Backstreet Boys and all that stuff. So a lot of this is coming courtesy of her taste. And you know how it is when you're married. I make her listen to prog and she makes me listen to pop. So here we go. Here are the 10 guilty pleasure artists that I've been listening to these days. At number 10, straight from Albania. Yeah, it's Ava Max. Her real name is Amanda Ava Kochi. Yeah, she's only got 2 albums out, but I dig them both. This is her first one. Great artwork. Right? Real pretty girl. This is on orange vinyl to match her hair, so that's really cool. And it's got the song Sweet But Psycho on it. I really dig that song. So clocking in at number 10 is Ava Max. At number 9, boys and girls, straight from Canada, it's The Weeknd, better known as, well, he's not better known as, but his real name is Abel McConan Tesfaye. Yeah, just look at this guy. I love him. He's won 4 Grammys. He's had 7 #1 hits. Yeah, he's a Canadian cat, but I dig him. He's on top of the world right now. I love Starboy. I Can't Feel My Face. He's just a really, really cool artist that does his own thing, and I dig that about any artist. So yeah, at number 9 is The Weeknd. At number 8, oh yeah. Big fan of this girl. She started out High School Musical. What was that called? Yeah, whatever that was. High School, the musical with Zac Efron and all that stuff. Then she went on to a Disney show called Bizaardvark with her and this other girl, and they were freaking hilarious. I mean, they were writing these really cool, funny songs. And then she dropped Sour. This album is fantastic. It is just so funny how, rock and roll is dead, but you got a girl from Bizaardvark writing rock and roll songs. Yeah, Elvis Costello came to her defense because some people were saying that the first song, Brutal, sounds a little bit like one of his tracks, but there were 2 #1 hits on here. Yeah, what were they? Driver's License. What a great song that is. And Good For You both hit #1. This album hit #1. She's outstanding. I love her. This album won her 3 Grammys, and rightly so. She's awesome. Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, number 7. Another Canadian, boys and girls. Yeah, I think you know who this one is. He's got to be on the list. It's the great Justin Bieber. Discovered by Scooter Braun back in 2008, and this guy has just been on a tear ever since. I hate him so much. This dude has more talent in his little pinky than I've got in my whole entire body. He plays drums, he plays guitar, he sings, he raps, and he was the MVP of the NBA Celebrity All-Star Basketball game, so his hoop game is strong too. I despise him. I want to I guess I want to be him. I guess I am so jealous of this guy. It's not even funny. He's put out 6 albums. All 6 of them hit number 1 in the US. And he's had 6 number 1 hits. 6 songs hit number 1. This guy's had an incredible career. And this guy's talent level is off the chart. He tweeted out to Tool last year that he's a big fan. And the boys in Tool tweeted back, #bummer. Which was kind of fun. I love that kind of stuff. At number 6, it's a rock and roll band, but it has nothing to do with prog. It's Las Vegas' own The Killers, and I am a huge fan of the first 2 albums. Hot Fuss and Sam's Town, both fantastic. They have put out 5 albums since. The 3rd album was good. 4th and 5th albums are really bad. I don't even think I've heard the last couple records from them. All 7 of their albums, though, have hit number 1. Brandon Flowers is awesome, and there's some really good songs on here. It's not prog. It's got nothing to do with prog. It's all about filling up the stadiums, and they do it really well. So yeah, at number 5, we're going old school now. My number 1 guilty pleasure guy from the 70s is Billy Joel. And I said I was going to be doing people with no connection to prog. That's a little bit disingenuous when talking about Billy Joel, because his first band was a band called Attila, which was a 3-piece proto-prog band, kind of like ELP. I guess he stole the guitar player's girlfriend or whatever from Attila, but I am a big Billy Joel fan. He's a big fan of Yes. I like all his early stuff all the way through The Innocent Man. Were awesome albums. I really dig it. I've always liked Billy Joel better than Elton John, and I get in a lot of heat for that. I seen them both in concert. They played at Joe Robbie Stadium, and I was way up in the nosebleed section, and there were 2 little ants on stage. I guess one of them was Billy Joel, and one was Elton John. I don't know. At number 4... this guy here, Harry Styles, he was discovered on the X Factor in the UK. Shortly thereafter, he joined the great boy band One Direction, who broke every single record there was for boy band sales. Whatever, it was terrible. But something about Harry Styles' solo career has been outstanding. All 3 albums are really good. The first one hit number 1. This one hit number 2. The third one hit number 1. He has had 6 top 10 hits, 2 of which have hit number 1. I'm a big fan of Harry Styles. He's got a 70s heart to him. Some people have been comparing him to, like, Peter Gabriel. I absolutely don't hear it, but I do like everything Harry Styles has done so far as a solo artist. It's so weird that he and a lot of Niles Horan, he's got a new song called Heaven that's great. What's going on with these One Direction guys? It's really weird. At number 3, it's Billie Eilish. Yeah, Billie Eilish Pirate Bard O'Connell is her full name, and this record here was her debut. She had an EP before this with Ocean Eyes. She put out a new record after this. Yeah, they both hit number 1. These songs were all written by Billie and her brother Phineas, and a lot of people just went crazy over Billie and her talents. She's amazing. I'm a big fan. I like what she does a lot. I'll take Billie Eilish over like Lana Del Rey or Lorde or any of those. I just think she's got a little bit more artistic she's got a more artistic heart, I think, and it comes through on her records. Fantastic. Love it. Yeah, at number 2. Yeah, she needs to do a collaboration with Ian Anderson really bad. It's LIZZO, and this is her new album, Special. She had a album before this that hit number 1. This hit number 1. She had a couple earlier records which were, straight up R&B stuff. But Lizzo is outstanding. She was born in Detroit, raised in Houston, moved to Minneapolis, played in a lot of rock bands. And this girl right here cites the Mars Volta as one of her primary influences. Come on, man. If you play the flute and you name the Mars Volta as one of your influences, and her band is also playing a section of Heart of the Sunrise in concert. So if you go to see LIZZO live, you will hear some Yes music. That's pretty cool. And at number one, you probably know me and good old Notes Reviews over there, Michael on their channel. Big fan. So am I. It's Taylor Swift, boys and girls. And this here is the re-recorded version of Red. Yeah, I do have all her albums. It is a guilty pleasure. I'm not too proud to admit it. I love the re-recording of Red primarily because it's got the 10-minute long version of All Too Well, which is the only song in the history of the Billboard charts to ever hit number one and be over 10 minutes long. It's not a prog song by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a great song. Taylor Swift has put out 10 albums. Her first one hit number 5, and all the rest of them have hit number 1. So she's got 9 in a row at number 1, a streak that I don't think will probably be ending anytime soon. She's on top of the world, and why not? She's amazing. She writes her own songs. You know, she doesn't follow to the beat of anybody else's drum, just her own, and that's what we're talking about here. Independent artistry, regardless of whether you're on a major label or not. If you're calling the shots, I might be interested in what you're doing, and Taylor Swift definitely ticks those boxes off. Anyway, that was my wrap up of some guilty pleasure artists. Thanks to my wife primarily, but yeah, she's kind of brainwashed me into listening to a lot of that stuff too. But anyway, I am Scott from the Prog Corner. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. God save the king. And remember, sometimes it's better to be kind than it is to be right. Peace.